Hello, Archie Dunlop here with Talking Astrology with Archie on Thursday, September the 28th, 2023. Well, it's certainly September the 28th in Australia and New Zealand. And in this video, I want to very quickly talk about a Mars transit to Canada's horoscope. On September the 22nd, we had this absolute disaster for Canada when the Speaker of Parliament thanked an SS veteran for his service. And I said in a previous video that I was going to compare Canada's horoscope with the horoscope for the standing ovation that the Canadian Parliament gave to this SS veteran, which was, I think, a foreign policy disaster. And so when we look at horoscopes, the seventh house is about a country's friends, enemies, allies, and in a general sense, it is connected with foreign policy. And so we should really be looking very hard at the seventh house when considering the impact on a country's foreign policy of particular events. So let's look at Canada's chart. It's a chart I've looked at very recently, but I'm going to look at it again. So here's Canada's chart. So you can see that Canada has got an ascendant at 1654 Aries. Now that assumes that it came into being at midnight on July the 1st, 1867. Obviously set for Ottawa, Canada. And at this time there was Neptune on the ascendant. That does indicate a level of confusion in Canada. In terms of looking at itself, and I think at looking at the outside world. And we then have the chart of the standing ovation when Parliament applauded this SS veteran, and the Speaker thanked him for his service. That's this SS regiment who had responsible for numerous atrocities and war crimes in the latter part of the Second World War. So here is the bi-wheel. The bi-wheel is Canada in the middle, and there is these on the outside. Is the horoscope of the applause. That's the moment when the Parliament was applauding this SS veteran. Now, at that moment, you can see that Mars was at 17 degrees and 2 minutes Libra. In other words, Mars was exactly on the descendant. The descendant of Canada is 1654 Libra, so it was only 8 arc minutes off the descendant. And Mars was also opposition Canada's Neptune, and by definition, opposition its ascendant. So Mars is a planet of aggression. It's a planet of annoyance. It's a planet of anger. And so this kind of fits pretty perfectly an event which caused global condemnation. And it reminds us that the ascendant-descendant in a horoscope, of a national horoscope, is really important in terms of a country's relationship with the world. I mean, the United States' ascendant-descendant line, I think the United States has a ascendant of around 12 Sagittarius, assuming it was born at 5:10 in the afternoon on the 4th of July, 1776, was certainly configured during Pearl Harbor and 9/11. Now, I understand that this applause for an SS veteran was not on the same level as Pearl Harbor, but still it was a major disaster and caused a lot of anger. For example, with Poland being very upset because Poland had seen has had knew what the SS Galicia regiment, what they actually went and did in terms of Poles and Jewish Poles and being killed by this regiment. And it wasn't just those weren't the regiment's only victims. It was active in Yugoslavia. It was active in Slovakia during the Slovak National Uprising, and as has been pointed out, that Canadian soldiers were massacred by the SS. So in a way, this was an SS veteran who was part of an organization who had massacred unarmed Canadian captives. So that's an extraordinary thing. So a lot of people should have been upset. That's a Mars, and that's really hitting it. And this descendant is also being linked with Justin Trudeau's chart. So here is Justin Trudeau's chart, which I've looked at very recently. So Justin Trudeau has his moon at 17 Aries and his Uranus at 17 Libra. So transiting Mars at the time of the applause was on Justin Trudeau's Uranus. So, and it was opposition Justin Trudeau's moon. So this indicates that, Justin Trudeau may be trying to sort of distance himself from it, and it may be that Anthony Rota seems to be taking all the blame. But I think it actually, if you look at the horoscope, it has really hit Justin Trudeau in a big way. And of course, as I said in the previous video, Justin Trudeau's Moon-Uranus opposition is right on Canada's Ascendant-Descendant line. So Justin Trudeau has really messed up Canada's foreign policy, and of course Mars has come along with that applause and really wrecked it. Anyway, I just wanted to make that point about the Mars transit on September the 22nd and how close it was, and it really had a big impact, didn't it? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for now, and I will talk to you again very soon.